February 19th, 2026. Two Russian soldiers attempting to take up positions in a wooded area became the target of Ukrainian FPV drones. This is the Donetsk region, where many Russian soldiers continue to be targeted by Ukrainian FPV drones. Look at the Russian soldiers. They are desperately trying to flee from the drones on the front lines. Not only Russian soldiers in the region, but also many Russian positions and military equipment became targets for drones. A large amount of equipment was rendered inoperable by drones. As targets are eliminated one by one, it appears that Russian forces have taken no measures against drones on the front lines. This situation is causing Russian forces to suffer increasing losses. This time, the target of the Ukrainian attack drone is a Russian military vehicle returning to its position. When the drone launched its attack, the soldiers on the vehicle began jumping out one by one. Although the soldiers who jumped out managed to escape, the soldier driving the military vehicle became the drone's target. In the same region, namely the front lines in the Pokrovsk region, many military vehicles were rendered ineffective by drone attacks. You can see the attacks. Countless soldiers and a lot of equipment were targeted. But why haven't Russian forces been able to take measures against drones? And why do they insist on continuing this flawed war tactic? Signum Battalion, Ukraine's elite unit in drone attacks, is once again conducting reconnaissance in the region. Before long, an FPV drone managed to spot a Russian soldier. It quickly moved towards the soldier. Can you see the Russian soldier firing an automatic weapon at the drone? It is actually quite difficult to hit a drone with this type of weapon. Now you will witness just how careful FPV drone operators are. Once again, the reconnaissance drone operator spotted a Russian soldier walking in the field after a while. With a very quick maneuver, he immediately turned towards the target. Two Russian soldiers were caught by the drone in a very bad position. With nowhere to escape, the soldiers became the drone's direct targets. When this soldier noticed the drone attacking, he panicked and threw himself to the ground. Soldiers are truly defenseless against drones. Also, if you look closely, you can see that the soldier is carrying an anti-tank mine. He was most likely caught while attempting to plant the mine. This time, it's the complete opposite. This Russian soldier is fighting back against the drone, but despite his efforts, he still couldn't manage to shoot it down. An FPV drone is lying in wait at the entrance to a shelter. Did you see the soldier about to exit the shelter? As soon as the Russian soldier exited, the drone detonated itself. The soldier, who was trying to hide in a secluded corner, realized he was still being tracked by drones. An FPV drone attack was carried out on the soldier. The soldier, who luckily managed to survive this attack, immediately changed his position. This time, a second drone attack was carried out. But the Russian soldier survived this attack as well. The soldier immediately changed his position and hid inside an abandoned house. The third drone attack exploded inside the house. This time, he was unable to escape. A Russian trench was detected. The Russian soldier was exposed while entering the trench. The Ukrainian FPV drone immediately attacked the trench. The Russian soldier, hiding behind a wall, couldn't avoid being targeted despite all his efforts. You may not have noticed at first glance, but the Ukrainian drone pilot spotted the Russian soldier long ago. On the front lines in Ukraine, where the fighting is at its fiercest, Ukrainian forces have uncovered many of the spots Russian soldiers use for cover. To dodge the drones, these soldiers are coming up with some pretty creative hiding places. But as you can see, on this battlefield, there's truly nowhere to hide, and nowhere to feel safe from the drones. With drone strikes reaching this level of precision, is digging trenches and hiding just a way to buy time now, or is it still a viable strategy? In your opinion, is there any way out of this deadlock? Look at this. A Russian soldier trapped under a tree, helplessly waiting for the drone to make its move. As for this soldier, he's spotted in one of those miles-long Russian trenches. There's nowhere to run, no way out. Despite everything, he still tried to run, but it was no use. First, a drone was successfully shot down by a Russian soldier. However, multiple drones had already launched an attack. Look, the Russian soldier didn't notice the drone approaching him while firing at another drone. FPV drones belonging to the Ukrainian Azov battalion ambushed a group of Russian soldiers and attacked them with drones. 4 Russian soldiers were targeted by the drones. Take a look at this Russian soldier caught by a drone while climbing down a utility pole. He was spotted while installing a military communication antenna. As he scrambled to get down, the drone struck instantly. Then, a second drone was deployed to target the wounded soldier. Take a look at this soldier, frozen in a bizarre position, and just like that, he became an easy target for the drone. As for this soldier, he seems to have gotten stuck in the mud while trying to cross a lake. Unable to move, he didn't even stand a chance to escape. He could have tried to shoot the drone down with his rifle, but in these moments of sudden attack, soldiers often freeze, not knowing how to react. A Russian T-62 tank is cornered by Ukrainian forces. Drone after drone strikes the target, dealing massive damage to the engine. It's now completely neutralized and out of the fight. Strikes on Russian tanks and armored vehicles continued all week across the Donetsk, Pokrovsk, Sumy, and Lyman fronts. A massive amount of equipment was destroyed, including BMP infantry fighting vehicles, T-62 and T-72 tanks, and various other armored fighting vehicles. Do you think drones have officially ended the era of tanks and trenches, or is there still a way to defend against them? Let me know your thoughts. Take a look at this. A simple wheelbarrow. With no vehicles left, Russian soldiers are forced to move their supplies by hand. But of course, just like everything else on this battlefield, that wheelbarrow became a target for the drones. Besides those, there are also unmanned ground vehicles, UGVs. Russian soldiers are using these small, remote-controlled platforms to move supplies across the front lines, hoping to stay under the radar. Ukraine's 225th Battalion tracked down 2 Russian soldiers and launched a raid. Low on ammo and unable to defend themselves any longer, the Russian soldiers decided to surrender. It's worth noting that the 225th is one of the most elite units in the army, specializing in ground operations. 2 Russian soldiers step out of a building window, with every move tracked closely by drones. The Ukrainian soldiers proceed with extreme caution, moving slowly to ensure it's not a trap. The Russians drop their weapons, which are quickly secured. Under drone surveillance, 2 Ukrainian soldiers lead the captives back toward their defensive lines. This scene is becoming a common sight on the front lines. Stranded without enough ammo or logistical support, Russian soldiers realize they can no longer fight and choose to surrender as their only way out. Ukrainian FPV, operated by soldiers of the 63rd Mechanized Battalion, almost hitting a Russian My-8. This helicopter escaped a drone strike by a fraction of a second. The Shadow Unit, a specialized force housing some of the most elite drone operators on the front lines, launched a series of strikes across southern Donetsk. Most of these attacks targeted the ATVs that Russian soldiers rely on for mobility. It wasn't just the off-road vehicles though. massive amounts of military equipment were also cleared from the area. But they aren't alone. The legendary Magyar's birds have also been extremely active in the area, carrying out a massive number of successful strikes. Their precision has turned this sector into a graveyard for Russian hardware, proving once again why they are among the most feared units on the battlefield. We are witnessing a defining moment in the Ukraine-Russia war. As Zelensky continues to urge for more advanced Western support, the Pentagon and NATO have stepped up deliveries, with M1A2 Abrams tanks now reinforcing the Ukraine army on the front lines. Despite the Kremlin's claims of superiority, the battlefield tells a different story. Throughout the Crimean crisis and beyond, Ukraine war updates show that the air is no longer safe for traditional jets. While Russia touts its Su-57 stealth fighters, Ukraine is preparing for increased air dominance with the potential arrival of F-35 level capabilities and the continued success of Patriot defense systems. On the ground, the legendary HIMARS missiles continue to devastate Russian supply lines, bypassing even the most advanced S-300 and S-400 air defense networks. Putin's forces are struggling to maintain momentum. We've seen T-90 tanks and older models, like the T-62, being systematically hunted by elite drone units. From Donetsk to the borders of Sumy, the Ukraine war footage 2025 and now 2026 reveals a brutal reality. Even with heavy armor, there is nowhere to hide. As of today, this is the Ukraine War News Update. The combination of Western military defense technology and Ukrainian tactical brilliance, led by units like Magyar's birds, has created a deadlock that even the most advanced military updates didn't predict.